Hello.
Hello.
Are you getting excited about Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Yep. Are you cooking?
Yeah. Well, I don't know yet because me and my cousins haven't.
Okay. Check. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, I need to. Nina. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. Make sure I got everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got everybody.
Miss Jenny,
Uh-huh.
um,
Yes.
I will have to clock out earlier because I'm at the DMV. I've got my driving test today.
Okay.
So
That's fine.
around, I will have to clock out around 2. I will have to leave around 2.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it like at like 2:10, 2:15 anyway, so you're good.
Okay, so I will stop mine at 2.
Okay. That sounds like a
Thank you.
plan. I'm looking at my hair like, what's the? Okay. The student, and I'm, Ash, hold on, I'll find it right. Okay, your name is Huawei. Do you see that, the student? Because I don't know who you are. It says P330 Light. Is that your last name?
That's me, Vanisha.
Oh, Vanish. Oh, okay. Sorry, hon.
Sorry, I'm just using my phone. Probably that's
Okay.
why it doesn't show my name. Sorry about
I
that.
was like, what's going on there?
It's Vanisha.
Okay.
It's Vanisha.
We got it.
Sorry.
All right. We are good then. You know, wake up. He's like, oh. EMI. There's a couple people in here that I haven't seen before. That's a good thing. Karina. Because we should be finishing up this chapter and going through test questions today. So you made it on a good day. Somehow I got muted. All right. Couple more minutes. I'll give them until they get in here. I'm just getting the last names up here. Okay. Eva.
I'm new. I was just wondering, where do I go on the website to like start the time clock?
Okay. This is your first day?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you won't have to worry about the time clock right now because I record you on this, so you're already on here. But when I dismiss the class, if you'll stay on, I will show you the screen and I'll show you how to get on there. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Because you'll need that probably for the rest of the homework for the rest of the day. Okay?
Okay.
Does
Okay.
that sound okay? All right.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
All right, hon. Not a problem. And I got 2. AM. I'm looking for one person on here. Okay. Is that Amaya? Is that how you pronounce your name?
Yeah,
Okay. What's your last name, hon?
Fernandez.
Hernandez. Okay.
Yeah.
I have one more. Okay. Liz. Okay. So it's only like 12:34. If you're looking at which page you should be on your study guide. Okay, we finished, I guess, porosity and elasticity and texture and density last week, correct? So we're on page 323 in your study guide, and we're in 432, 435 in your textbook. Okay. Anybody need those pages repeated? Okay. 328 in your study guide. Okay, and 431 and 435 in your textbook. Okay.
What page is
So we
it?
just got a couple more things to put in there before we get to the. It's on page 328 in your study guide, and your textbook is 431 through 435.
435?
So it's like in between those pages. There's
Okay.
a lot of information, it goes back and forth. Okay. And I'm helping you fill in your study guide here. I'm going to take a roll just to make sure I got everybody on my sheet. Okay. So just say here so I can see you. All right, Judith.
Here.
You know you're in here. Okay, Jasmine. Jasmine?
Here.
H. Okay. Anthena?
Here.
No, you're in here. I saw you there. Okay. Samantha?
Here.
Liz?
Here.
Okay. All right, Lena?
Here.
Okay. Tanisha, I got yours.
Yeah.
All right. Amaya, I got yours. Jocelyn?
Here.
Okay. Nadia?
Here.
Okay, there you go. Okay, Ashley? No, she's in here somewhere.
I'm here.
There you are, Ashley. Okay. Karina?
I'm here.
Okay. And Ava?
I'm here.
There you are. Okay, did anybody not get called? Okay. Then we're pretty good right there. Okay, you know this one's gonna be a little longer today, right? Because they want me to finish this part of the textbook out, because they want to start you back on color when you come back from Thanksgiving break. So do you see where it says at the bottom, the porosity, elasticity, texture, and density in that little block? Okay, let me share this screen and show you what I've got here. Okay. Okay, basically this is good. Can you see the screen yet, you guys? Does it say hair analysis?
We can see it.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, one more, all right. Had to let somebody else in the room. Lima, okay. All right. So this is just a review over what we just finished, okay? It's talking about manufacturers often label your perm products according to the hair's texture, porosity, and desired curl. So when you're looking at texture, you've got your choices of fine, medium, or coarse. When you're looking at porosity, it's either going to be normal, resistant, previously permed, or bleached. And when you get to the desired curl, do you want true to rod size or tool size, or do you want soft body waves? Okay, so these are things that you will have to ask your client. Pretty much, you'll know what texture and porosity is, but the desired curl, I'd always ask my client, like, what type of a curl does she want? And you know what? It's a lot easier when they come in and they have a picture of the curl that they want chosen, okay, so that you don't have to guess, because there's many different types of curls. You can have a spiral perm, and that spiral perm can be done two ways. It can be done with regular rods, or it can be done with the spiral rods, and it gives you two different curls. So sometimes you just have to look at the picture and decide which one it's going to be. So let me go through these, change this page here. There we go. Okay. These are your perming essentials. Okay. It says delivering the professional perm service requires an organized selection of products, tools, supplies, and equipment. So you're going to need your rods, your perm solution, your combs, cotton, clips, timer, neutralizer, drape, and towels. Okay, these are all the things that you're going to need before you start your perm. Okay, and it always tells you to refer to the material safety data sheet for all chemical products. What that means, and I think in your book it says safety data sheet now instead of material safety data sheet, but it's the same thing. We have to have that sheet for every chemical that's used in your salon or school, okay, that tells you what chemicals you're exposed to, what its flash rate is, what its carcinogenics are, how to store it, how to clean it up if there's an accident. There's all kinds of information on that material safety data sheet or safety data sheet. So if an examiner comes into your salon and wants to do a site visit, and goes through checking all of your sanitations and disinfection, they're going to ask for that material safety data sheet to make sure you still have one. And it's a binder that your salon will keep with all your chemicals in it. Okay, so moving on. I'll tell you when you start filling in your book. Okay, this is basically, we're going to go through infection control, which is common sense, but we're going to go through it anyways. Okay, the first one is to wash your hands with liquid soap. Okay, you're not writing this in your book, so you want to protect yourself and wear gloves. You want to protect your client's clothing, so you're going to drape them properly, which is a double drape. Okay, the fourth one is you're going to check the scalp for abrasions or diseases like lice. You're going to check for avoid perming damaged hair that shows breakage, and never perm hair that's been treated with sodium hydroxide or a no-lie relaxer. What do you think is going to happen to the hair if you apply perm over one of those? Anybody know? She's not going to have any hair. Okay.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
it's
make
gonna
it break
fall
off.
Yeah, it kind of melts it off for you. It's like, okay, bye-bye chemical cut. All right. The next part of this is, okay, you want to analyze the client's hair to determine the correct perm formula to be used. So we're going to look at, is it fine, medium, or coarse in its texture? You're going to perform the metallic salt test. If there's any possibility that the product might be on the hair. Metallic salts are usually put on over boxed hair colors sometimes, but they are found in a couple of other different things too. But if you're not sure, you want to test for that first. Because let me tell you, I had my little accident when I was in the shop. I started to work for a new company. I went there and gave a perm to a lady, and silly me, I decided that I knew had color on it, but I didn't ask her what type of color was on her hair. And I decided, no, it was tinted, so I was just going to put a tinted solution on there. Well, as soon as I put the solution on and the baggie over this poor client's head, it started smoking. I'm looking at my coworker, I go, does your perm smoke? She's like, no. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like running her to the sink to rinse it off. And because she did have that on there, it probably would have melted it off. I caught it just in time. But since then, I've always made sure I do that test before I give a perm. It's like only takes one time and you're like, okay, I was lucky enough I didn't lose all her hair. All right, then you're going to determine if the client has experienced an allergic reaction to previous perm services. And then you want to protect your client's skin by applying that cotton and protective cream around the hairline. Okay. All right, moving on. You want to throw away any opened, unused solutions. Okay, so don't save it for your next client. You want to follow the manufacturer's directions. I think that should be like first before you even wash your hands. Keep all your products out of the eyes and away from the skin. If a plastic bag is used during processing, do not allow it to rest on the skin. So normally what happens is you're going to apply that protective base and cotton all around the hairline. And when the plastic bag goes on, it sometimes sits up there. So immediately after you've applied that solution, you should be changing that cotton again. So she has a fresh piece of cotton, not the one that was soaked with the solution as you were applying it. Okay, because that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to rest on her skin and she might get a chemical burn. So change your cotton immediately before you put your plastic bag on there. Okay. All right. Okay, draping. So this is in your book, okay, on page 328. It's talking about draping the procedures for chemical services. Okay, I'm going to read them off, but you're going to put them in order. Okay, so it says the proper draping protects the client's clothing as well as helps prevent skin irritations or burns caused by the chemicals. Ask your client to remove the jewelry. You never want to take your client's jewelry for her and say, I'll put it away. Because again, one of my little silly things, I picked it up and it went to the washing machine. She didn't know where her jewelry was. I didn't know where it was until we did the laundry. So she's supposed to take it, her own jewelry, put it in her bag. Don't take responsibility for it. Right? You want to turn your client's collar under, okay, so that you can place the towel around the client's neck and fasten the shampoo cape over that towel. Be sure the cape covers the back of the chair, because if you don't, you're going to have her whole back wet. All right, you're going to fold the edge of the towel down over the cape and drape the second towel over the shampoo cape, and then fasten it with a clip or snaps. Check the cape before applying your chemicals to ensure that that cape has not fallen inside or on the back of the chair. Make sure everything's tight. Okay, again, if it's not, she's going to be leaking somewhere. Those chairs are kind of difficult to change. Oh, let me go back here. So on your sheet there, it says to number in the correct order, and you have 5 of them. So as I went through them, the first one is going to be, and I'm going to ask one of you to read me what number 1 is. It's right on the screen too. It's not hard.
Ask client to remove jewelry.
Correct. Ask the client to remove her jewelry. Number 2.
Turn client's collar.
Yep. Number 3.
Place towel around client's neck.
Yep. And 4. Fold the edge of the towel down.
Hold the
over
edge of the
cape.
towel.
And what's number 5?
Check that cape has not fallen inside back of
Correct.
chair.
Good. Okay. In your booklet, okay, it has scalp analysis right next to it, right? And that might be later in this slide, but it's not in order. So I'm going to go through it right now. You're going to look for abnormalities on the scalp. And these are the things you're going to look for: cuts, scratches, sores, and abrasions. So I'm going to repeat them again because they go into your book. Okay? Cuts, scratches, sores, or abrasions. You know, I used to put in little brackets on there. I would call it SIDS, S-I-D-S, and it stood for scrapes, irritation, disease, and scratches. So if you can remember that, SIDS, great, or excuse me, grapes, irritation, disease, and scratches. So it basically means the same thing, okay? Because even if they have like a little paper cut, you may not know it until you apply the perm solution on. When it gets to the skin, it's gonna burn. Kind of like when we have a paper cut on our hand and we're not wearing gloves, you can feel that solution. Okay, so we wanna make sure we check our client's scalp before we apply anything to the client. All right, it says never apply chemicals over any abnormal scalp conditions. Okay, can you think of something that might be abnormal? How about some of the clients that have like psoriasis on their scalp?
Psoriasis. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an active one, okay? So it's got a little bit of breaking skin. You're not gonna put it over that because it's really gonna burn. Okay, I'm gonna turn this page. You're gonna turn the page to 329 in your text, your study guide. Okay. And I'm gonna go through this test for metallic salts. We're gonna do that before we do the primary test curl, okay? Just so that you know you're following with me, okay? We're gonna do this test for metallic salts, the one that I should have done, okay, on our poor client. All right, so go down on that page and it says, if metallic salts are suspected, you're going to perform the 120 test, okay, prior to the perm solution. All right, and I always remember this as 20, 20, 20, and 30. Okay, that's a way to remember it also. So you're going to remove 20 strands of hair, approximately, okay? And you're going to immerse it in a 20 volume peroxide in like a glass bowl. All right, so it's 20 volume peroxide and 20 drops of ammonia with an eyedropper. And then you're gonna let it sit for 30 minutes. So it's 20, 20, 20, 30. All right, remove 20 strands of hair, approximately, give or take a few, okay? Immerse it in 20 volume peroxide, in a glass bowl, and 20 drops of ammonia. And let it sit for 30 minutes. So what we're going to find out down here where it says alert, do not perm until the metallic product has been cut out of the hair. All right, I'm going to go through the hair reactions, the type of salt, and the response, okay? So the very first one is it lightens slightly, okay? The hair's reaction, you're going to put lightens slightly. Okay, the type of salt, it's not a salt, so you can write none. It's not a salt. And the response is the perm solution. So basically, when you give a perm, the hair is going to lighten a little bit because the neutralizer has hydrogen peroxide in there. All right, if it lightens, now this is your next one, if it lightens quickly under the hair reaction, okay, the type of salt it's going to have is lead. Okay, and you're not going to perm that hair in the response. Okay, you do not perm it. Okay. Your third one, if there's no reaction in 30 minutes, okay, it's going to be a silver salt, and you're not going to perm over it. Okay, in your fourth one, the solution boils, there's an odor, or it pulls the hair apart. I go, if it poofs, goes to disappear, like it's gone. Okay, it smokes or it makes a smelly smell. Okay, it's got copper in it. Okay, it will have copper in it, and you do not perm on that either. Okay, so that's basically what you're looking for, is to make sure none of that stuff happens so that you're okay. All right, to give the perm. So did everybody get that? They got the lead, the silver, and the copper, right? and then the none, pretty much. Everybody get that? Okay, what's the formulation then? Somebody give me the formulation. That 20/20, 20/30?
20 strand, 20% peroxide, 20 drops of ammonia,
Hmm?
and 20 minutes. Let it sit for 20 minutes.
No, it sits for 30 minutes.
30
It's the
minutes.
20
Okay.
Yeah, it's 20/20, 20/30. All right. Okay. I just want to make sure everybody caught that. Okay. Because if you don't catch it, you're going to end up with me and you might not have hair on your client. And you want to know what she had on her hair? She had some product called Summer Blonde that they buy at the grocery store. Okay. That's what was on her hair after all. When I was talking to her, I'm like, so what's on your hair? Oh, I bought that at the grocery store and it was called Summer Blonde. I'm like, oh, Lord. Could have been very bad. Okay, I'm going to switch this page. Your screen is moving, is it not? You guys?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So now we're going to go into that preliminary test curl, okay? So at the very top in your textbook, I want you to see this. It says, helps determine how a client's hair will react to the perm. Going to take time to test on bleached, over-processed, damaged, or hair with henna, okay? So what we're going to fill in our little blanks, all right? Right after, take time to test on bleached, over porous, damaged, or hair colored with henna. Okay. Shay, was that just you coming in today? Just to make sure I got the right person.
Sorry, Miss Jamie, I'm late.
Okay, I just want to make sure that was the person I let in. Okay, so your preliminary test curls are taken prior to your perm, okay, just to see how the perm's going to react to the hair. If it's going to actually give you a nice curl, if it's going to be a lousy curl, if it's going to break off, anything like that. That's what a preliminary test curl stands for, okay? It's prior to. So again, you tested on bleached, over porous, damaged, or hair colored with henna. The hair is ready when the test curl forms a strong, well-defined C or S shape. I'm just going to give you a little hint on this. On normal with virgin hair, you're going to get that real strong C or S shape, okay? But on tinted hair, it doesn't really give you that real crisp curl, okay? But it does give you a weak curl, and it kind of kicks in a little bit with the neutralizer. But that's basically how these perm solutions work. So if I was using like an acid perm, the one that's like 20 minutes on the hair, it's usually 20 minutes with a baggie over, and then you take it off, and then you would rinse it, and then you would do your neutralizer. Well, on your alkaline perm, you'd apply it. It might be on there 2 to 5 minutes, okay, maybe 10, but you have to keep checking it constantly. Where that acid perm is going to be a little on the, it's already a time perm, so you don't have to worry about it. But the tinted formula usually comes up in 12 to 13 minutes, no lie. And if you leave it on longer than that, what ends up happening is the hair goes straight. So you have to really pay attention to tinted hair, okay? It's not the same as virgin hair. All right, so on your book, it says the preliminary test curl procedure, right? And you're supposed to number in the correct order. So here's your scalp analysis. We did this one already. Told you it wasn't in order, I don't know why. Okay, I'm gonna pull it to this preliminary. Oh, it's still not giving me it. All right, we're gonna have to go through this ourselves, okay? So number 1 is going to be shampoo the hair once and gently towel dry it. Okay, that's gonna be our first step. Okay, your second step is to wrap one perm tool in a concealed area that represents the overall condition of the hair. Sometimes I would take like 3 or 4 of them in different areas of the head, just to be sure, because some areas may not take as well as others. Your third one is to apply the protective cream to the surrounding area and cover it with plastic. Actually, I would put cotton on there too. So protective cream and cotton, and then cover it with plastic. The fourth one is to wrap coil of cotton around that perm tool to protect the surrounding hair from the chemicals. Okay, you don't want it to get onto the rest of the hair and actually make it straight because the rest of the hair is not permed or wrapped. The fifth one is to apply that perm solution to the wrapped hair. And again, keep the chemicals away from the unwrapped hair. The sixth one is to set the timer and process according to the manufacturer's directions. So what's my last one?
Check the test curve.
Yep, every 5 minutes, okay, following the manufacturer's directions. So it says the hair is ready when the test curl automatically forms a strong, well-defined S shape or pattern, okay? So it's supposed to be test curl. Everybody still with me? Okay, that's the end of your book, actually, but there are a couple of things that we have to cover. The client consultation, okay? There's those 5 steps. You're going to greet your client, okay? This builds rapport with the client. You're going to ask, analyze, and assess. This means to ask the client questions that you shouldn't have a yes or no answer to it. So you don't want them going, yeah, no. You want them to give you feedback, okay? Then you're going to agree to whatever you're going to be doing to her hair. She says you're going to do a perm, okay, you're both agreeing on that. Then you're going to deliver it. You're going to protect her, and then you're going to make sure that she's comfortable. You're going to deliver, and you're also going to teach her how to take care of that. And then the complete at the very end is to reinforce, recommend, even pre-book or discard or disinfect, and document and follow up. Here at the school, they ask you to fill out that consultation sheet. You're going to look at the size of the rods. You're going to put the perm solution you used, how long the processing time is. All of these things play into effect for the next person that's going to be giving her a chemical, okay? You'll have some idea of what was done on her the last time and what they used. So this goes for all colors and all chemicals that we're actually using on there. You'll have to fill in that consultation with you and the teacher that did the consult with you. Anybody have any questions regarding that? No? You're all so smart. Okay. So basically we have the perm wrap overview, and these were the perms that we discussed earlier in the chapter, okay? We have a rectangle perm, and that's actually giving you that curl that you see right above it, okay? This is the brick lay perm wrap, and again, above it, that's the type of curl you're going to be. All right, your spiral brick lay perm, and the spiral right above it on a 1-length doll head. Then you have the brick lay with directional fringe perm wrap. Okay, so you're actually putting or placing the rods where you want that direction to go on that doll head. Okay, the rest of this is going to be just how to wrap those, and that's part of your practical. So I'm just going to quickly go through these so we can get to your review questions. See, they're bigger pictures so that you can see the curl. Okay. And then this is going to give you the procedure on what you're supposed to be doing, step by step. I'm pretty sure when you got to your practical parts in the classroom, you had to do each one of these, okay? Especially if you were in freshman class. You'll wrap each one of these perms as part of your operations. I'm going to quickly go through this because we don't need this part, but we do need to go through our next chapter after this, okay, which is going to be your relaxer. Okay, hold on. I get through this. I need to get to the end. Okay, the rest of you, while you're kind of sitting there waiting, make sure you have pencil and paper so when I go through the test questions, you'll be able to write the answers down, okay? And I usually give the question, read it once, and then give you the answer. You need to write the answer down so that as a workout sheet so that you can practice for your test. If you define those words that I give you as your answers, it'll help you on the test, okay? So let's look at some perm problems and solutions, okay? weak or lip curl. What could be the cause of that? Anybody want to take a wild guess?
Chemically treated hair.
Yeah, or not leaving the solution on long enough? Okay.
Yeah.
How about uneven curl? How about if you didn't saturate all of the rods evenly? Okay, you're going to get an uneven curl. Frizziness. Perm solution left on too long, or the hair was really damaged before you even gave her the perm. Same thing for breakage and dryness. Could have chosen the wrong perm solution. Skin irritation. Could be because you left the cotton still on the client's head when it was damp still and didn't remove it and replace it with dry cotton. What do you think unpleasant odor after perming is caused from?
Not rinsing properly.
Not rinsing, yeah, for the full 5 minutes. Yes, you're right. Okay, hair lightens after a perm service. That's kind of normal. It really is. It's not going to lighten too much, but it'll lighten a little bit. And how about the perm did not last as long as expected? Because it wasn't left on long enough. Okay, the solution was. Okay, let's go through some other review questions here. All right, so here's our self-check. All right. Number 1, the phase of perming, which involves wrapping the hair around the desired tool in the desired direction, is known as what phase? Go ahead, Liz, your mic.
That's physical phase.
Yes, it's the physical phase. Liz, were you trying to talk, Liz, because you had your mic off?
No, I was reading the question again.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. All right, it's the physical phase. The chemical phase is when we apply it. So 2, perm tools that produce small, firm curls and create a fast texture activation with an energetic feeling have a what diameter? A small diameter. Okay, see what we got here. Next one's yours, I've guessed. All right, which end paper technique incorporates 2 end papers, one on the top and one on the bottom, and is the most common technique?
Flat wrap.
Which one?
Flat wrap. Double.
It's a double flat wrap, yes. Okay. Number 4, with both alkaline waves and acid waves, the processing action softens the protein structure and allows the blank blank to shift, assuming the shape of the new perm tool. Do you know what they're talking about? Anyone?
Allows the hair to swell.
Yeah, no, they're actually, it's a bond. Can you tell me what bond that they're talking about?
Disulfide.
Disulfide bond. Yes, it is the disulfide bond. Okay, because that's the one we weaken and then we reconstruct it back up. All right, the 5th one, the final chemical step in the perm process uses a blank to rebond and restore the disulfide bonds and reduce the swelling.
Neutralizer.
The neutralizer, correct. Good. Okay. This is just giving us our answers. Yep, we got these right. All right, you ready for some test questions for perming? Okay, I'm just going to go to the end of this thing and stop sharing so that you can just see me now. What fun, huh? All right, if you know the answer, please speak up because I might just call on you like I did last time. So everyone needs to be paying attention. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go down the attendance list. Let's see if we can get this way. All right, so Judith, this one's going to be for you. When performing the metallic test, immerse at least 20 strands of hair in the prepared mixture for how many minutes?
Was it 30?
Yep, 30 minutes is good. Okay. What is applied? Let's see, who's this one? Jasmine H. There we go. This one's yours. Okay. What is applied to the client's hairline prior to a perm service to protect the skin?
I'm forgetting the technical name, but isn't it like a protector? Like
Yes, it's protective cream, correct.
Okay.
Yes, good. Very good. Athena, this one's yours. Okay. We just talked about this. What is the most likely cause of underprocessed hair? I'm gonna give you some options, okay?
Okay.
The rod's too small for the desired curl. The hair wrapped too tightly around the rod. The perm solution left on the hair too long, or the perm solution left on the hair not long enough.
Not long enough.
Yep, good. Okay, Samantha, this one's for you. Okay. Let me see here. What determines the size and shape of the new curl configuration? Okay. Do you want me to give you some options?
Yes, please.
Okay, that's all right. Okay. Hair color, perm solution, the perm rod size, or the neutralizing solution?
The rod size.
Yep, the rod size. Good. Okay, Liz, this one's for you. Okay. Let's see. In the perm procedure, proper end paper techniques will help eliminate crimps or do you
Fish
need-
hook.
Oh, good. Yes, that's right. Fish hooks. Okay. Lena, this one's for you. Okay. Hair is generally referred to as fine, medium, or coarse when you're analyzing what of the following or which of the following classifications. Do you need options?
Yes, please.
Okay, you have texture, density, porosity, or elasticity. So if they're asking about fine, medium, or coarse,
Yeah. Can you repeat the question one more time?
hair is generally referred to as fine, medium, or coarse when you're analyzing which of the following classifications. So you have texture, huh?
Is it texture?
Yes, it's texture. Good, good. Okay, Venetia, where are you?
Yes.
Okay, this one's for you. Okay. Which type of perm rod would be used to achieve uniform curls? And you want your options?
Yes, please.
Okay, you have curved, convex, straight, or concave. And it's going to be uniform
Straight?
curls. Yep, straight's right. Good. Okay, Amelia, am I pronouncing that right? This one's for you. Okay. Why should brushing the hair before any chemical service be avoided? Do you want me to give you your options?
Yeah, please.
Okay. It prevents scalp irritations. It increases static electricity. It causes the cuticle to flatten, or it increases excretion of sebum.
I would say increase like the static one.
Okay, it's going to prevent scalp irritations because you don't want to scratch the head, with a brush or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's the answer on that one.
Okay.
That's all right. We're all learning in here. Okay, go to the next question. All right. Let's see here. This one's going to go to Jocelyn. Are you there? Okay. If the perm solution comes in contact with the client's eyes or skin, which of the following actions should be taken? Cover the eye with a bandage, rinse thoroughly with hot water. Someone's mic needs to be shut off. There you go. Okay. So it's going to be, if the perm solution comes in contact with the client's eyes or skin, which of the following actions should be taken? Cover the eye with a bandage, rinse thoroughly with hot water, rinse thoroughly with cool water, or cover the eye with a warm towel.
Rinse with cool water.
Yes, good. Rinse with cool water. Okay, Nadia, this one's yours. Where are you? Are you here? There you are. Okay. Okay, when performing an alkaline wave on a client, thioglycolate is joined with what other ingredient to create the waving lotion? So you have ammonia, sodium bromate, sodium hydroxide, or hydrogen peroxide.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Sure. Okay. When performing an alkaline wave on a client, thioglycolate is joined with what ingredient to create the waving lotion? Is it ammonia, sodium bromate, sodium hydroxide, or hydrogen peroxide?
Ammonia?
Yep, you're right. Does anybody realize what the sodium and hydrogen peroxide are?
Neutralizer.
Neutralizers, yeah, good. That's good. Okay, Ashley, are you there? Okay, this one's for you. Okay, in addition to tension and perm solution, what do acid waves use to perform the processing action? Is it heat, cold, drying, or alkalinity?
Heat.
Heat is right. Good. You guys are doing good. All right, Karina, this one's for you. Okay. Let's see. In alkaline waves, the perm solution chemically breaks or reduces the porosity of the hair, the medulla of the hair, the strong disulfide bonds, or the color molecules in the hair. There you
Can you repeat the question one more time?
go. In alkaline waves, the perm solution chemically breaks or reduces the porosity of the hair, the medulla of the hair, the strong disulfide bonds, or the color molecules in the hair.
Is it the color molecules?
No, this one is the strong disulfide bonds, okay? Because it breaks those bonds, and then when we wrap it around with another tool, then it reforms to that new curl, okay? So that answers the disulfide bonds, okay? Ava, are you there? Okay, this one's for you. What is the range of pH for alkaline waves? Is it 3.0 to 4.5, 5.0 to 6.5, 6.9 to 7.2, or 8.0 to 9.5?
Is it 8.0 to 9.5?
Yep, that's right. Good. Because you know that anything above 7 is going to be alkaline, right? All right. Sulima, where are you? Where are you? She leave?
Sorry, I'm here.
Okay, good. Okay,
I'm
this
so sorry.
is your question, okay? Prior to performing a preliminary test curl, the hair should be shampooed and left wet, air dried, thermally dried, or gently towel dried.
Can you repeat the question for me, please?
Yes. Prior, it means before performing the preliminary test curl, the hair should be shampooed and left wet, air dried, thermally dried, or gently towel dried. Go ahead and take a guess. Does anybody want to answer that one?
Gently towel dried.
Yep, gently towel dried is the answer, correct. Okay, Shay, this one's for you. Are you there? You awake? Okay, your question is this.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here. All right. skipping rods when applying perm solution could cause what? Breakage, frizziness, the loss of all curl, or inconsistent curl formation.
Inconsistent curls formation.
Inconsistent curl formation. Good. Okay. All right, let's go who's next. Judith, it's back to you again. Okay. Water left in the end papers after rinsing the perm solution will dilute the neutralizer and crimp the curl ends, weaken the curl formation, create a crease in the hair, or cause the curl to be tighter. So if we left water in the end papers, what do you think is going to happen to the hair?
Can you repeat the answers?
Crimp the curl ends, weaken the curl formation, create a crease in the hair, or cause the curl to be tighter.
Weaken curl formation?
Yes, weaken it. Good. Okay, Jasmine, you out there?
Me?
Yes. Okay, this one's for you. Okay, the alkalinity of cold wave causes the hair fiber to soften and it swell, shrink, become brittle, or become acidic.
I'm sorry, you cut out. Can you repeat the question?
The alkalinity of cold waves causes the hair fiber to soften and your answers are swell, shrink, become brittle, or become acidic.
Shrink?
Actually, this one's swell. Because what happens when you apply that solution, it actually swells up and then it starts to move in that little shifting. Okay. All right, good. We're all trying here. All right, Athena, this one's for you.
Okay.
Okay. What ingredient in color products could cause uneven curls, discoloration, and hair breakage? Is it red dye, metallic salt, oxidative color, or non-oxidative color?
Salt?
Yep, you're right, good. Okay, Samantha, this one's for you. Okay.
Okay.
The main ingredient found in an acid wave is called sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, or glycerol monothioglycolate.
Is it the potassium?
No, it's the glycerol monothioglycolate. This one, if you guys can remember it, because acids are gentler waves, you know, they're really kind and they're great for like damaged hair, and they're really good perms, okay? Because they're in the same like pH near your hair, 4.5, because they're at 6. So just remember the big long G word for gentle. It's an easy way to remember that one, okay?
Okay.
All right, Liz. Okay, this one's for you. The hair's ability to stretch and return to its original shape is called?
Elasticity.
Ooh, yes, good, elasticity. Perfect. Okay, Lena, this one's for you. Okay. All right. Alkaline perms produce faster processing times and more shine, more color, stronger curls, or less curl consistency. Your alkaline perms.
Can you repeat the options again?
Yes, more shine, better color, stronger curl, or less curl consistency.
Stronger curl?
It's going to be stronger curl. Yeah, you just didn't hear me? It's stronger.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, that's it. Okay. All right, who have we got next? Amaya? Okay, this one's for you. Which of the following steps may be required when you're perming resistant hair? Is it pre-lightening, longer processing time, A longer neutralizing time or a shorter processing time?
Maybe longer processing time.
Yep, that's right. Good. Okay. Have we got 122 already? And I didn't even give you guys a little break. Huh? What time did we start? We started at 12:30. Okay, I'm gonna give you a break until 1:32, okay? If you guys won't clock out, just go away from your screen if you need to do whatever you want to do for the next 10 minutes, but don't clock out so that we don't have to lose you coming back into the class, okay? All right?
Okay.
All right, I'll see you back here at 1:32. Okay, I'm gonna flip screens here. Oh. Mhm. No, they're on a little break. Brady does. She does. I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm here too.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just downloading this other part for part 2.
I don't have nowhere to go. I'm just waiting for my time to go inside. I'm stressed.
Okay. That's okay. There we go. I just wanted to get up the relaxer notes. What are you trying to show me? Oh, okay.
Flew on Sunday from Tennessee,
Mhm.
Tijuana. Went through San Diego, Tijuana. They did the surgery on Monday. Okay. And then she had her teeth completely done. She had all the veneers put on all her crowns.
Uh-huh.
And then she turned around, she flew home on Thursday.
And she feels great?
Yeah. And she basically, she said that her sugar's down. And she's already lost 15 pounds in 8 days.
And her sugar, just having her teeth done?
No.
Oh, I thought you said, oh, okay, no, I did
gastric.
Oh, okay. Oh, my God.
4 days.
Jeez.
Yeah. Because she went there, it was what she wanted to do.
Yeah.
And she said her sugar's at 9.
That's good.
It's really good. I diabetes. You know what I'm
Wow,
saying?
yeah.
So this is what it kind of looked like when she was there.
Oh, my goodness.
She's up and already working her business. She started a transport business. She transports elderly people to like their medical appointments or whatever. Yeah, here she is there with the guy who did her teeth.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, amazing, huh?
Yeah, that's great.
And how this is what they charged her. I'm thinking more of the teeth, not the other.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's great. But that would be, yeah, that would be
She's not
insurance
even
though.
down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's not down.
That's great.
She's not even down. I mean, she's just.
Yeah, she just keep going.
Something for you to think about.
Okay.
I think if you got yourself up that you're gonna be off weeks and weeks.
I was paranoid, yeah.
Physical
Problems. And she's still good. That's good.
And she got on the plane.
I know.
4 days.
And they usually say don't go traveling on that. Oh, wow. Wow.
But she was
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, when they try it and they want to do it. Mhm. No, I need the push.
I just wanted to see, because the thing is that I just like that she totally, I don't know how to read it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Liquids, yeah.
It's when you start to introduce food and you have to have that protein and it all kind of wait till that day.
Yeah, you scare me on that one.
It's the upside down.
Yeah. You're just thinking, could you just give me a
The thing I don't know that all the way out.
oh my God. It's like a 31 feet. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna be done like at 2:10 so that you can take a. No, I just only had an hour before I went through the other two theory class. I can take it home. I mean, okay, all I have to do seriously is. Okay. Yeah, all I have to do on mine though, I can take these home and do the numbers and then come back and just record it. Okay? Okay, all right. Uh-huh. Are you guys here? Everybody back yet? How are we doing? Oh, let's see what's going on here. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see that. Better Zulima? I'm sorry, hon. Yeah, we go over these notes like more than once. By the time you're finished, as far as cosmetology, you probably go through it like 4 times, the same information over and over again. Because you go through it in your freshman class, okay? And then your theory gets a little bit more detailed, and then you get it again because it just goes in a loop. Like we'll start on whatever chapter we start on. If that's where you started, you're going to come around again. So it'll just go, the next chapter is going to be 13, it'll go 14 and then 15, and then it goes back to 1 again. So don't feel like you're not going to get all that information because you are. Okay. Are you doing your books online?
Yeah.
Okay. So
well, I guess I will have to clock out because I can't connect on internet for the relaxer part.
okay. Okay,
Yeah.
you can watch it. You can watch it again because it'll be on YouTube.
Will it be online?
Yes.
Yeah, because I probably will have to go in a bit inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you can watch the other half of this. Okay.
Yeah, I'll watch the other half. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Miss Jenny. See you tomorrow.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, bye, hun. I'm going to take roll again just so that we get everybody in here. And then I wanted to just make a quick shout out to the people that are working, I guess, that take Miss Becky's class. Okay, that'll be like at 2:30 today, right? Just want to make sure that you guys that are supposed to be in that class that you show up, okay? And keep me on track, because if at 2 o'clock and I'm still yakking, you better tell me. You need to wrap it up, girl. Okay.
What's Miss Becky's class?
That's for the ROP students. Are you an
Oh,
ROP? Okay.
no.
No? Okay. So let's do roll really quick, okay? So I make sure everybody's here. Just say here when I call your name, okay? Judith?
Here.
Okay. Jasmine? H?
Here.
Okay. Athena?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. All right. Samantha?
Here.
Okay. Liz?
I'm here. I'm changing.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's all right. Lena, I see you. Okay. Amia? Yeah. I'm I'm having a hard time, huh? All right, thank you. Jocelyn?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Nadia? Nadia? Okay, I'll check back here in a minute. Ashley? Hudson? Okay.
Here.
Karina?
Yeah.
Okay. Ava?
Here.
There you go. Okay. Zulima? And Shay?
Here.
Okay, so I need Zulima and let me see who's the other one. It didn't answer. Ava, did she answer? Oh, you answered, huh? Karina, got you too. Nadia, that's who I'm looking for. Okay, those two didn't answer me. I can't give you the credit if you can't, you're not answering me. Sorry. Okay, so we have to go through the second half of this, which is the relaxer part. Okay.
You didn't
say
my name, Saida.
Who?
Saida.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, because you came in on the second half, on the second half of the first part. Okay, I got you. All right, so in your study guide, okay, you should be on page 330. Okay, and then your textbook would be 441 to 444. Okay, I'll give you a minute to find that page. I'm going to close the door real quick. Okay. All right. So you've got your book out, correct? All right, let me change the screen so I can have you sharing it with me, okay? Okay. There we go. And let me know when you see the chemical relaxing part on your screen.
It's up now.
Okay. So basically, we're going to go through the theory, essentials, infection control, the client consultation, product application and overview. The actual product application and sodium hydroxide, virgin thio, and relaxer retouch, that's all done in your theory class, your freshman classroom, okay? So I'm just going to cover the actual book work, okay? So it's basically explaining the same thing that we're doing. Okay, it's going to show us how to do it, pretty much. Let's get to the theory part of this here. Okay, so chemical relaxing refers to loosening or reducing the hair's existing texture. It takes a client from a tightly curled, curly, or wavy hair to less curly or wavy texture. So in your book, it says basic relaxing theory. It says to change the hair from curly to straight. Okay, is what goes into your blanks. And then it's loosening or reducing of the hair's existing texture. Okay, so the first two blanks are curly and straight. And the third one is reducing. Okay, I'm going to move this over. Okay. Okay, your chemical relaxing theory involves two major steps, just like your perming, okay? It has a chemical phase, which begins when the straightening product is applied. And the physical phase is the part where you're smoothing the hair, rinsing the product from the hair, and applying the neutralizer or the neutralizing shampoo. So shows you a little picture here. Chemical phase is when you apply it, because it, like she said, it starts to work the minute you put it on the hair. The smoothing phase, she's taking her tail comb and she's using the spine of the tail comb to smooth it out. And then the third picture is the final result. Okay. So there's types of relaxers. Let's go up to your 4 basic relaxer services first, okay? In your textbook, you have curl diffusion, you have virgin relaxer, you have retouch relaxer, and zonial relaxer, correct? All right, so go to your curl diffusion where it says it's a chemical blowout. And what I want you to put in there is it loosens or relaxes tightly curled hair. Okay. It loosens or relaxes tightly curled hair by about 50%. Okay. Right, everyone got that one? All right, your virgin relaxer now, okay? This is applied to virgin hair. It straightens from 85 to 100% of the original curl pattern. Okay, it's applied to virgin hair and it straightens from 85 to 100% of the original curl pattern. Your next one is the retouch relaxer, okay? And this is applied to the new growth only, you know? The hair starts to grow out in half an inch a month, so you're going to apply it to the new growth only. That's all I want you to put in there. And then your zonial relaxer, it's going to be applied only to selected areas of the head. So let's just say she just wants her bangs straightened, or maybe she just wants the nape of her head straight and the rest of it's going to be curly. So zonial is just going to be applied to the selected area that you want to straighten. Okay.
What was it called for the new growth only?
Yes, that was the retouch relaxer.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Then it goes into the 2 main categories, okay? And that's basically what's on our screen right now. It's the type of relaxers. There's 2 types. We have a sodium hydroxide, which is the stronger of the 2, and it's used on curly, tightly curled, and resistant hair. And then we have an ammonium thioglycolate, which is used on wavy, curly, or non-resistant hair. So if you go to your book, okay, on 330, where it says 2 major categories, we're going to go on to the sodium hydroxide, which is also known as a sodium relaxer. You're going to also write in there in the first bullet, AKA lye relaxer and no base relaxer. Okay. So it's also known as, all right, AKA your sodium relaxer, your lye relaxer, and your no base relaxer. The second bullet, it's gentler than base relaxers. Okay, gentler than base relaxers. And it has a pH of 11.5 to 14. That's hecka strong. Okay, so it has a pH of 11.5 to 14. And then your third bullet is right there on the screen where it says used on curly, tightly curled, or resistant hair. That's your third bullet. Okay, your next relaxer is known as the ammonium thioglycolate or thioperm. And it's also known as, for your first bullet, is a thio-relaxer. Thio relaxer. Okay, the second bullet, they have strengths of mild, regular, and super. Okay, they have strengths of mild, regular, and super. And their pH is going to be 8.5 to 9.5. A little gentler. Okay, pH of 8.5 to 9.5. Okay, and this one is used for your third bullet. It's used on wavy, curly, or non-resistant hair. Okay, so we're going to go over these little bullets that you need to know about your sodium hydroxide. The way I remembered this one is really easy. Since your thio is just rearranging the curl pattern, okay, to make it even a little softer. Well, the sodium is making the hair straight. So always remember it starts with an S, and so does straight start with an S. That helps you remember which one's which, okay? So it says sodium hydroxide. They're also known as no-base sodium relaxers. They contain a high oil content and conditioning agents that will help protect the hair and the scalp from irritation. The no-base sodium relaxers are generally the choice of salon professionals. The no-like chemical relaxers are recommended for less resistant and require frequent follow-up conditioning treatments. Do you see where that pH is on that scale? Pretty strong. So if you go down to the alert on your book, on that same page that we were working, it says, do not apply sodium hydroxide relaxer to extremely porous hair that's been colored with permanent hair color or lightened hair, decolorized or bleached. And do not apply sodium hydroxide to hair that has been permed or is going to be permed with ammonium thioglycolate. Okay, multiple services performed over the hair reduce the number of bonds in the hair, which can cause severe breakage. What's today? Okay, just make me a copy. All right. Okay. Did everybody get what we had to put in our little fill in the blanks? All right, so the first one should have been porous, right? The next one, it goes down to where it says to be permed with ammonium thioglycolate. That spelling is AMMONIUM. And you can put in, the second one is thioglycolate. It's THIOGLYCOLATE. Or you can write just thio so that you understand what it is. Okay. Okay, and this is our types of relaxers. The ammonium thioglycolate. It causes the hair to soften and swell, just like the perms did. Okay, that's where it came from, the same name. All right, it affects the hydrogen and disulfide bonds. Okay, and it's categorized as mild or delicate, regular for normal, and super for resistant hair. You see where this pH is a lot lower than the other one, okay? But this one's going to be relaxing the hair with a cream base product. We're going to rinse that out, and then we're actually going to finish it up with a perm. So we're going to rewrap it with perm rods, usually larger ones, okay, than the curl that you had before we did this. And then you work the whole thing like a perm. That's why it's kind of like saying the same name, like the thio perm. Okay, that's what we're using is the same ingredient, but instead of being a liquid, it's a cream. Okay, and then you use the liquid after you've relaxed it a little bit. Kind of sounds confusing, huh? But it's not. Actually, it's a lot easier. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot easier. All right, go to page 331 in your study guide. Okay, and it says the phases of the relaxer service. Okay, you're going to relax the hair. It involves both chemical and physical steps. Okay, we just talked about this. What is the physical part of the relaxer and what is the chemical part? Anyone want to tell me?
Physical, the
Just-
wrapping of the perm tool.
What was that?
Physical is wrapping the perm tool.
Okay. All right, you've got the physical, right?
The chemical is when it begins the straightening product on there.
Yes, there you go. And the physical part is like smoothing it out, right? Okay, so it says the chemical phase, right? And it says sectioning of hair for organization and control. That's why we do the sectioning, okay? You're gonna put control in your book. It says applying relaxer product with a brush, but before applying the relaxer product, protect the hairline and the ears with a base cream, known as basing. Okay, remember on our perm solution, we had protective cream, right? That went around the hairline, and then we applied that cotton. Well, on the relaxer, we're gonna have to base her scalp, which means it's usually like a petroleum-based product, but you're going to go like about a ½ an inch and apply that product on her scalp, and then another ½ an inch, and you're gonna subsection it, and you're gonna make sure that the whole scalp is based with that base cream, okay? Because we don't want it to burn. Right? Go to your physical phase and it says smoothing or combing, okay? We're not combing with the teeth of the comb, okay? We are combing with the back of the spine of the comb, okay? Because you're not gonna run a comb through with the teeth. It says the next part of this is timing and testing, okay? The next part is rinsing and blotting, okay, because we don't want to have that excess water in there. Right, and then it says neutralizing, and this is going to be using a acid balance neutralizing shampoo or what's known as a stabilizer, okay? And basically that stabilizer is going to reharden that hair into the straighter shape, okay? So this one's pretty easy too, but this one, all you're going to do is apply that relaxer, smooth it out. When it's got to the right straightening, you're gonna rinse that and use a neutralizing shampoo, and that one's finished, okay? But when we get to the monothioglycolate, that one's a little bit more. That's the one you're gonna have to redo the whole perm again afterwards. All right, so it says steps in creating the new relaxed curl pattern, correct? All right. So your first step is to identify the existing texture pattern. So you're going to look at the client's hair and see how tight is her curl right now, okay? Or how loose is her curl right now, okay? So that's what that means by identifying the existing texture pattern, okay? The second one is determine the desired texture pattern. So where does she want it to, or how straight or how curly does she want that new pattern? Okay, that's what we're going to decide. Okay, is it going to leave a little bit of a bend in there? Is it going to be a little bit curlier? Is it going to be just a wave? What's the new pattern supposed to look like? The third one is you're going to analyze that hair. Do you remember what you're analyzing for? Does anybody remember? We did this with perming. What are those 4 things that we always check for?
Abrasions.
Well, that too, but we're checking for porosity and texture and elasticity, right? And density. We're always checking for those things when we're doing that, because that'll determine the actual strength of the product that we're going to use. So you analyze the hair competency. Number 4, you're going to select the appropriate relaxer service. So am I going to use ammonium thiol? Am I going to use sodium? Which one of those products am I going to use? And then I'm going to have to decide whether it's going to be mild, regular, or super. Okay. So number 4 would be select that appropriate relaxer service. And then 5, choose the relaxer product and the formula. So the product's going to be bio or sodium, and the formula is going to be, our gentle, regular, and super. And 6, you're going to perform the relaxer service. Okay, so these same steps go for either or of those relaxers. It says, how is the relaxer process different from the perm process? Why? And discuss your answer with a classmate, but we're going to do that right now. How is this process different than a perm?
It's straightening.
It's straightening it, yes. Okay, and so in our perm, what we're doing is applying that solution on, right? And we're rearranging the curls to make it curly. And then we're going to rinse it, and then we're going to put on that neutralizer to lock in that curl, correct? So in our relaxer, we're going to be relaxing that curl, okay, making sure that it's right where we're supposed to get it at. It's usually 85%. Then you're going to rinse it, and then you're going to use a neutralizing shampoo, which would probably be an alkaline shampoo to get that back up. Okay, so where it says advanced relaxing theory, I want you to put in there, it says 2 advanced services are known as, okay, 2 advanced services, thermal reconditioning or curl reformation. So I'm not sure if that's in your study guide. Does it say 2 advanced services? Hello, anyone? Are you guys all still with me?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Does it have the thermal reconditioning and curl reformation on there?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Under the thermal reconditioning, what I want you to put in there is it uses heat. It uses heat and results in straight hair up to 100%. So it uses heat, the results are straight hair, and it's up to 100%, because we usually don't say it's 100% on our relaxers. It's usually like 85% or something. Okay, that thermal reconditioning presents a higher level of difficulty because of the other relaxers, because this one's actually known as the Japanese straightener or ionic retexturizing. It's also known as thermal reconstructing and thermal rebonding. So where it says also known as in your book, okay, I want you to put in there Japanese straightening, ionic retexturizing, thermal reconstructing, and thermal rebonding. Okay, so I'm going to repeat them again. Japanese straightening, ionic retexturizing, thermal restructuring, or thermal rebonding. Everyone get those? Okay. All right, so the main steps for that thermal reconditioning are, okay, number 1, you're going to relax the hair with ammonium thioglycolate, okay? You can write ammonium thio on there, so it's easier for you to remember. It's ammonium thioglycolate based product, okay? Number 2, you're going to straighten the hair using a flat iron. And 3, you're going to neutralize the hair with the designated product. It's right here. Let me get these slides going. Okay. So before we change into that next page, this is just going to go through some other relaxers that they have. The sodium is also known as that no-lie or thio-relaxer. The formulas consist of 3 principal ingredients. The active alkaline ingredients are going to be that sodium, potassium, lithium, guanidine hydroxide. Okay. This has an oil surfactant or surface acting agent that protects the hair and scalp so you don't have to base it. Okay, you don't have to put that protective base on there. Okay, and it also has water in it. The formulation though requires quick application and processing and removal to prevent the damage. So the longer you leave it on, the more likely it's going to damage that hair even further. So you want to be very quick with this. Okay. Okay. These strengths are mild, regular, and super. Okay, they're all going to depend on those 4 things I was talking about earlier. The texture of the hair, the porosity of the hair, the elasticity, and density. And then the type and condition of the hair will determine those processing times and relaxer strength. So if I was using mild, I would use it on someone that had healthy, color treated, fine textured, or porous hair. That's the formulation I would get. Regular, it's going to be used on curly to medium textured hair. And then super would be used on tightly curled or coarse textured and resistant hair. Now, semi-permanent hair color can be applied over the relaxed hair if the developer strength is 20 volume or less. Okay, which basically means you're not going to be doing any highlighting on this type of hair, okay? Because it'll just melt too, smoke just like mine. You don't want to put it on there. You can do semi-permanent. All right, here's our strengths. It says, do not apply the sodium relaxer to extremely porous hair that's been colored with permanent hair color or lightened, which means decolorized or bleached hair. And you do not apply that sodium hydroxide relaxer to hair that's been relaxed with ammonium thioglycolate or to hair that will be relaxed with ammonium thioglycolate. All right, if you guys have ever heard of Neat or Nair, those products that you use for hair removal at the store? Okay.
Yeah.
The 2 main ingredients in that product is sodium hydroxide and ammonium thioglycolate. When you mix them together, it melts the hair. So if a client already has sodium hydroxide on her hair, you have to either cut it off or wait till it's grown completely out. And the same thing with the thio. So you're not going to put a thio on top of a sodium, and you're not going to put a sodium on top of a thio. Do you see what I'm saying? You never reverse them. You got to wait till they're cut off. Otherwise, you're going to be in deep trouble. Okay, it just will melt it. And so at one point when I was teaching theory for the cosmetologist in the morning, what I did was one of my students had hair on her arm, like a lot of hair. I could comb it. That's how long it was on her arm. And she wanted to be the guinea pig. So we actually put both those chemicals together on her arm just to see what would happen. And we watched it just melt. She's like, it was a bald spot on her arm. She's like, it does work. I'm like, that's why you don't do that. Sometimes you have to have a visual of actually seeing it gone. When you, oh yeah, I don't want to do that. I want to leave my client with some hair because that's what we work with, is hair. All right. Here's your hair analysis again. Determining the hair's porosity, elasticity, texture, and density. Okay, it'll decide the type of curl pattern and condition of the hair. You have to remember, anytime we do any kind of a chemical, whether it's a perm, relaxer, color, bleach, highlights, whatever, you're always going to do those 4 analyses. Okay, always checking that hair. You want to conduct a preliminary test before the chemical service to gain the most accurate assessment of the client's hair. Is her hair strong enough to take this relaxer? Okay. Is it not a candidate for that? Maybe she needs conditioning for a couple more weeks before we give it to her. So that's what that preliminary test is going to tell you. You want to postpone that service if you see signs of breakage in the hair or abrasions on the scalp, okay? Because you don't want to put anything on something that has been broken skin. Okay, we're just catching up on your little slides here. All right, so it's going to break down those 4. And you don't know how many times I'm going to have to keep pounding this into your head about those 4. Porosity. This refers to the hair's ability to absorb that moisture or liquids or chemicals. It determines the selection of the appropriate chemical relaxer strength and that processing time. So porous hair, you want to choose a product with a lower alkaline content. So we're going to say mild. If it's resistant hair, you're going to choose a product with a higher alkaline content, which is super, so that it can actually break down those bonds. Okay. All right. Then we're going to look at elasticity. Okay. And elasticity refers to the ability of the hair to stretch and return to its normal shape without breaking, okay? Hair with good elasticity can usually tolerate stronger chemicals. Weaker elasticity requires milder chemicals. So again, avoid using the chemicals if the hair has very poor elasticity. And that elasticity test is also known as a pull test. Can you see the diagram, that picture right there? She's actually taking a piece of the hair and she's pulling it and just letting go of it a little, giving it a little slack and then stretching it again just to see that it doesn't break. Okay, you want to be able to stretch it and let it
I'm
return back
just
to normal.
texting her so that I have to leave for work.
What?
Oh, sorry.
I didn't hear what you said, hon.
I don't think she meant to.
Oh, okay. So I just want to make sure you guys understand what that elasticity is, right? Okay, the ability of that hair to stretch, because if it breaks, then we're not going to be doing chemicals on it. All right. Okay, your next one's going to be its texture. Okay, and this is going to be categorized as either fine, medium, or coarse when you're analyzing that hair. It's going to relate to the actual size or diameter of the individual hair strand. Okay, so it's important to test several areas of the head with proper relaxer strength. Remember the preliminary test curl we did for perming, right? It's a take a spot where it's inconspicuous, like in the back. And I said, I usually take it from each section so I can see how it's going to react in each one of those sections. But sometimes it's just really, the top's really more damaged than the back. Okay, so I might do 2 different curls in those areas so I can see what happens. Well, the same thing is happening here. You've got to test that curl before you do it. Okay, because you don't want to see all of the hair fall out. If you had done that test curl, you could have saved yourself a lot of hair or saved your client a lot of hair by keeping it on their head. All right. And our last one here is going to be the density. And that's going to refer to how many hair follicles per square inch. So somebody can have like a lot of hair, but it can be very fine, or they can have not very much hair and it can be very coarse. So you're going to be able to classify this as light, medium, or heavy, and it's going to determine what size partings to use during the relaxer application. Now, normal parting size are going to be 1/2 inch, okay? But again, that goes back to the density, all right? How much hair is per square inch? All right, moving on. Okay, identifying and changing your existing curl patterns. You guys aren't paying attention. You know how I know? Because it's 2:05 and nobody said shut up. No one told me to stop talking. So where I'm going to stop right now is right here, okay, where it says identifying and changing the existing curl patterns. All right. If you look at those pictures to the right there, each texture pattern can be found in every ethnic race. Okay, so that first one is basically, it's going to be a round follicle on the left-hand side where it's a circle and that little dot. Okay, the one next to it is basically known as oval. Okay, for a little bit of wave. And then we have elliptical on the third illustration where it's a little bit curlier. And believe it or not, the last one's called elliptical too. So I just call it elliptical because it's really tight. But it's basically telling you what the hair follicle looks like, the first one being straight and then getting a little bit wavier. Do you see how it starts to change once it's in the follicle? The actual curl pattern is curled underneath the scalp. Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure you guys are understanding what they're talking about there. All right, are there any questions so far on what we've been discussing, or been talking too much or not talking enough? What's the deal here? Who's still awake? Are you guys all still awake? I see
Yes.
that. Yeah, just keep doing that. All right, you guys, those of you that need to speak to Miss Becky, okay, you'll stay on because she'll be on here at 2:30. Okay. Anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns about what we discussed today? Nothing?
I just still needed help with the login stuff.
That's
if I
okay.
could.
I'm gonna log them off here and then I'm gonna talk to you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So if there aren't any comments, I will see you tomorrow at 12:30 so that we can finish the end of this chapter and go over the review questions for that. Okay, you might, since no one's coming in tomorrow, right? Nobody's coming to school, or are you coming to school? Anyone?
Miss Connie said it was your
It's not
choice if you
mandatory.
want to come
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, it is. That's what I just wanted to know. Okay, if you're not coming in tomorrow, you'll probably take the test when we come back. Okay, so it's wise to have the test questions from tomorrow, you know what I mean? So that you'll have somewhat of a memory. Because it's going to be a full, almost a week before you come back to school. All right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you tomorrow. Okay? Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye,
Miss
Miss
Con.
Amy.
Okay,
Bye, thank
bye-bye.
you.
No problem. Samantha, just stay on, okay?
Okay.
All right, we'll just wait until everyone clocks out. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna switch screens really quick and then come back and show you where you're gonna go, okay? So
Okay.
let me get rid of this other screen first. Okay, that one's gone. All right. So I'm gonna go here. All right, I'm gonna have to bring it up to the very beginning, okay? So I'll show you where you're gonna go.
Okay.
Okay, hold on, because it'll take me a minute to log it up. Because they're all coming at
And
different
then
times.
for the books
Go ahead.
too, is it gonna be on there somewhere
Is the what now?
for the books and stuff, like how we were doing the study guide? And
Yeah, are you gonna come in tomorrow at all?
I
to the
can.
school? Okay, why don't you come in like either before the theory class, 12:30, or after it? And then I
Okay.
can have Miss Connie show you how to download your books.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go to, my first part of this is I'm gonna go to the internet and I'm gonna type in learn about beauty. Okay. And I'm gonna click on that. You've gotten that far, correct?
Yeah, I'm on that page logged in. I just didn't know like where to go. I was shown all this morning how to do everything, but I forgot already.
Girl, I'm a teacher and I couldn't even get it on my first try, okay? So I hear you. All right, let me get this screen so I can share with you.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. It's trying to load itself. Wait until my screen comes up. Okay, there we go. All right. So when you first log on to learn about beauty, it had that pivot point lab and you had to put your email address and all that stuff in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so what happens when you come up, you should have this screen. So let me show you what screen you should have. Okay, this is what should come up. There we go. Okay, let me know when you see this screen that I have up. It says pivot point lab and all that.
Now it is up. Yeah.
Now it's up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down the page a little bit. Okay, and see where it says
Mhm.
lab session tracking.
Yes.
Okay, you will click on that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that's all you'd have to do. Click on that, and then you have to go back to the home page. Okay, where it says pivot point lab at the top, and it says home. You always have to come
Mhm.
back to that home to find that tracking. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you're doing work that the teacher assigns you, and you have to go into like each chapter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or
And that's
when you
going to
get-
be on there after I clock in.
Right, well, I'm gonna show you how to get to that one too, okay?
Okay.
Once you get your books downloaded on there, okay, you're gonna go over to learn, okay? Because this is what I have the students do when they're in my morning class, is
Yeah.
they actually have their computer and their phone going at the same time so they can have their, two books, the textbook and the, the study guide.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to learn, okay? Let's see if this one changes
Mhm.
with me. If you get it, you'll hit the learn part when we're doing schoolwork. All right. I think, yeah, okay. So do you see this new screen now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna go to the right and you see where it says all catalogs and we're gonna scroll down that gray area.
Yeah.
We're gonna go down to where it says Salon Fundamentals Cosmetology, okay? And we're gonna click on that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is where you're gonna find your bookwork, okay?
Okay.
So, all right, it's fine. Okay, and this will actually go over everything that I went through today too, okay?
Perfect,
So if you're
okay.
trying to find it. All right, so now what I'm gonna do, you'll notice that it says, it's like chapter 1. Does it say healthy mind and body, or body and mind? Okay, and effective communication, right? So it's basically telling you chapter 1, part 1, chapter 1, part 2, and chapter 1, part 3. Do you see how that goes?
Yeah.
So we're going to scroll down because we're in chapter 12 right now.
Mhm.
So I have to go to, I have to go down here, and I'm actually going to hit 5 because it's probably a 4 or something, but I'm figuring out how many it's going to take me to get to the 12th chapter.
Okay.
All right. Yep, see, because that's 10. Okay, so we're still on 10. Right, I've got to go to 12, which is a little part of this. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Come on, there we go. All right, and so we're on the chemical relaxing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly what we did today. Okay, so you would do this too. You would click on this, the chemical relaxing, because that's the chapter we're on. We're on 12, but like part 2. Okay, I'll click on that, and when that comes up, I'll show you what happens. And you can watch the video. I just can't do the video with you guys because the video, for some reason, the sound doesn't play back on it. So this part of it, the students have to do on their own, okay? And it's gonna come up, it's gonna have a video screen. You see that?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
12.2 video. Okay. So mine's black, but yours will come up, okay?
Okay.
Then you can scroll down after you watch that video, okay? You can watch it and then scroll down and you're gonna see where it says study slides, okay? And that's basically what I went through, those slides,
Okay.
okay? Whereas I'm trying to scroll it down, but it's giving it a minute here. Hold
And
on.
those are where like you can type it in
So
on
what you
there.
would have to do when it finally figures, okay. Yeah, but you have to download it a certain way. What kind of computer do you have? An Apple or do you have an Android? Like,
Oh yeah, HP.
okay, so it'll be easier, but let Connie show you how to put that up there. All right. So what those smart notes, that's what we were filling in today. Okay. But that information came from just above that where it says
That
study
video.
slides. Yeah. And so
Oh,
you can download that. It'll give you the same slides I gave you. And then the study guide where it says smart notes, that's what you would fill in.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to pull it up just so you can see what the smart notes look like. Sometimes the girls print them and then they just handwrite them in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's see what happens.
That probably
It's
be
going
what
to
I do.
download first. But like I said, they would always keep the study guide up and the slides up at the same time. So like computer and phone. Okay.
Yeah.
It does help. I'm just giving you that hint. Okay. So see
No,
the
yeah,
stuff
thank
that
you.
we
I
were,
appreciate that.
yeah, that's what we did today. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
That's what the
Thank
smart
you.
notes are. You're welcome, hon.
Yeah.
If you have any more problems, just call the school here, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
All righty, hon. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Okay, bye-bye, hon.
Bye.
And there we go.